I'm at Varushka's door on the 18th floor of a building in Liberty Village in downtown Toronto, and I'm so excited to see her. We're going to do curry and I'm going to interview her. She's amazing. Let's see if she's here.
Hi, Andrea Shumail. Welcome to my home.
Hey, it's Andrea, the South African girl living in Canada, and today I am so excited. I'm interviewing an amazing lady. I can't wait for you to meet her. Her name is Veruschka Mungroo, and she's the senior editor of the business and tech magazine called The Edge, a leaders magazine here in Toronto. So her and I met on a South African Facebook page called SALT, which stands for the South African Ladies in Toronto, where Veruschka posted an incredible article that she wrote which touched me, and I kind of felt like I wanted to share it with you, and I thought that you might want to hear it too. So Veruschka has got many talents, which you will see. I want to talk about her story as a fifth generation Indian person born in South Africa. We're going to talk about curry. We're going to eat curry and we're going to have rotis and we're going to have an amazing time together. And so basically I feel honored and privileged, Veruschka, to be in your home. Thank you very much for having me today.
Oh my gosh, you're most welcome, and welcome to my humble home. I'm so glad you're here.
So Veruschka, you moved from South Africa to Canada. How did all of this start? What's your journey story?
I wanted international experience in my occupation, coming from the film and television industry. Toronto is a booming film and television industry. It's second best to Los Angeles, and I thought this was an ideal opportunity for me.
Fantastic, that's really exciting. So in terms of all of that, the culture, how does it differ from South Africa working in Toronto? Because I know people ask me that all the time, and I know there's a distinct difference.
There is a huge difference, and I do understand now why Canadian employers look for Canadian experience.
Sure.
When I was job searching, I couldn't understand it. I felt like I came from an amazing career with international experience. Why am I not finding a job?
Yep.
The culture is vastly different to that of South Africa or most other colonized countries.
Varushka, you are so right, and I've said it so many times. There are people who come and they've been directors, they've got incredible careers, like you yourself. You come to Canada and it's like you don't want to take any other job but something that's in your line of work or your career path, right? But there are people I know that have come to Canada, they've been directors and they're selling hot tubs, or they literally cannot find work. They work at Starbucks. And what I'm trying to say is that it's even just getting your foot in the door in an admin kind of job. It doesn't necessarily have to be Starbucks, but it's about getting Canadian experience. And Canadians are not really very specific. They just want Canadian experience. So I think that's exactly right. I think you hit the nail on the head there, for sure. So to that point, I think one of the things that people often ask me, and I know people, especially with this amazing community of yours, they're coming over to Canada from South Africa and they've got young children and they don't have their moms and dads and nannies and stuff. I mean, I get that. But people living in their homes and the kids growing up without their grandparents and stuff, and this relates to actually everybody, but specifically in your beautiful supportive community, it can be a challenge.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the greatest challenges, and you will cry day and night missing your family, no doubt about that. Because especially as a single person living in this big city life by yourself, it can get a bit lonely, and but once you do this like deep introspection into yourself and identify who you are as a person and what your beliefs and what your values are, and you create your own world and you start living in this world, and then you just become much happier and you just have fun doing it. And the choices here compared to the choices we get back home is a vast difference. And like just the first time I stepped into a supermarket, I thought 10 minutes, just milk and carrots, that's it, that's all I need, 10 minutes. It took 3 hours, without an exaggeration. I go into the store, I stand in front of this fridge and I see like an aisle full of just milk, like 1%, 2%, bagged, bottled, cashew, almonds, you name it. It took me like an hour just to get milk, and then I go into the aisle of carrots. All I know is you get the large orange carrots and at best the baby carrots. Oh my gosh, you get them in white, you get them in orange, you get them in yellow, you get them in purple. I didn't know purple carrots even existed. But I mean, it still amazes me 2.5 years later that the options and the choices that we have.
Absolutely.
But for me, yeah, shopping, and that's where I appreciate your videos, Andrea. It's like amazing. It just cuts down my shopping time by so much, which is phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing.
There is a lot of variety, so that can be a challenge. You had written an article about identity and being of Indian ancestry, born and bred in South Africa, which was subsequently published in a New York publication and went a bit viral. So tell us a little bit about this.
So the article was inspired by a friend that I had met 3 months after arriving to Canada as a viewing of a rugby match at the Hemingways. So he went on to have quite a profound effect in my life, and he made me think about things about life more deeper. I come from an amazing ancestry, and writing this article taught me so many things. Like, there was a lot that I didn't know about the community.
You know, I'd love to actually really get into the detail of this article because I know how amazing it is, and I've just had snippets of it. We don't have the time to share that today. I'm going to drop the link for this article in the description, so please read the description on my YouTube video because all the links will be in there, and for you to get hold of Varushka. So what I do know is that Durban, a city in South Africa, has apparently the second largest Indian population outside of India. Is that correct?
So actually it is not statistically confirmed, although Durban has the largest concentration of Indians, Indian diaspora, meaning of Indian ancestry, in a single city.
You know, Varushka, what I love about the Indian community so much is that they are so supportive of each other. So families, I mean, usually either you live with your parents for like a really long time, or if you married, your parents start to live with you, and there's just this fantastic support and community. Now, when you decide to immigrate and move countries, you leave those people behind. I mean, what are your thoughts on all of this? How does that work out for you?
This is actually an understatement. True to the stereotype, I lived with my parents for my entire life until I moved to Canada, or I immigrated to Canada. The thing is, you start second guessing yourself because you start to wonder, with the diversity and opportunities in Canada, whether it's actually your beliefs or the beliefs that were inculcated in you by your family and by traditions and culture.
And then of course there's nothing like the introspection with your curry. Varushka, what have you made for us?
Okay, so we have a whole host of things on the menu. Here we have homemade bread for our bunny chows. We have homemade potato and sweet corn and cheese samosas, which is actually a Durban invention. We have chili bites, have spinach and white sauce quiches in a puff pastry.
Perfect.
We have sausage rolls, and we have an Indian savory that I tasted once, and I'm not sure what it's called. It's tasty. We have roti, and I know, Andrea, that's your favorite. So
absolutely.
We have also cumin rice, butter paneer, and we have a Indian delicacy, which is Indian. It's an Indian dessert called barfi, but it has been changed according to South African traditions, and it's almost a staple for Diwali. Here we have gulab jams, which again is an Indian dessert with laddus. Absolutely rich but divine. We have for tea, homemade Omar rusks and brownies. And my favorite part, we have curry, Durban curry.
Oh my word, absolutely divine. So let's make this bunny chow.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Me too.
So this is what you call a quarter bunny chow.
Okay.
So you take the bread. Let me just grab you. Am I grabbing you?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Take a knife.
Okay. Dun dun dun.
Yay. You scoop out the flesh, the center. So you cut a circle
Okay.
around the bread like a bowl. So
Okay.
the intention is to make it into
Right,
a natural bowl.
Okay, not so that I leave part of the bottom there
Yes,
still.
yes.
Okay, so don't cut it all out.
Don't cut it all out.
Okay.
Just maybe 3/4 or halfway through.
Okay, I'm gonna use my fingers, yeah?
Yes, and just scoop out. This is the best part of making a bunny chow.
Ooh.
You just scoop out the flesh of the bread,
Ooh,
and you have a bowl, a bread bowl.
yay. Perfect.
Thank you to my ancestors.
Dude, this is what you're gonna do, right? Anyway, okay, yeah, carry on.
So next you take a whole scoop of curry. So
Yeah.
here we have a traditional Durban beans curry with potato and soya, just for the kicks of it.
Great.
And you're going to take scoops of it and just add it in your bowl. So the whole idea and traditionally is,
You do yours.
traditionally it just has to pour all over the bread.
That looks
and
delicious.
Tons of gravy.
Oh
Please
my word, I'm so
enjoy.
excited. Okay, here we go, guys.
Yay!
I've got the biggest one, guys. I'm gonna have to do so much yoga with all of these carbs, but I can tell you there's nothing like a carb coma. If you want to have a great sleep, eat this. Guys, isn't that beautiful? Looks absolutely amazing.
So the next things, actually I want to put a little bit more gravy.
I think we're
in
gonna
mine.
eat this now. So excited.
The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the bread that you scooped out and dig it right into the gravy. So let the gravy overflow onto your bread and just push it in so that it just soaks up.
Perfect.
And then it's bon appetit.
Oh my word, this is so good. I can't
Are you
wait to taste it.
excited?
Yes, let's go. Cheers, darling.
Cheers. Okay, cheers.
Mmm. 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 This is so good. I mean, did you start cooking at a young age? Did you get like these recipes handed down to you as a kid?
It's funny that you mentioned that, Andrea. So the very pot that I cooked this beans curry in for this bunny was actually given to me by my mom. So I'm not sure if it's a South African Indian tradition or whether it's universal, but when I was very young, my mom bought me a set of pots for my wedding. And so on my last trip back home to South Africa in January, I think she just probably gave up hope on me getting married anytime soon. So she was like, please use this before it goes to waste. And so she sent me a pot, and it's part of a very huge set that she's hoping to give it to me on my wedding day one day. So that pot was actually bought when I was around 5 years old.
Wow. Talk about planning, guys.
It's amazing. But my love and joy for cooking actually started this year, surprisingly, when COVID hit and I had nothing else to do in my life.
I know, right?
And I just started making bread, and it just grew from there, and I just absolutely love it. Funny thing is, while in work the other day on the TTC, an advert popped up for the Greatest Baker, and because I was bored, I decided to add a profile and to put up some pictures that I had on my phone.
What?
And I was nominated, so that is so cool. Winners are chosen based on public votes, so if you think my food looks appetizing,
Plug.
go to my social media, and in a week's time you will find the link there.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'll put the description and everything, the link in the description for you.
Oh my gosh, you're
But that's
amazing,
awesome. So
Andrea.
I actually hear that your little side hustle thing is food blogging. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
So I write for a website called the Taste of Middle East.ca. So basically, they're the organizers, headed by Hamza, of the huge Dandastan Square festival that happens every year.
Oh, which festival?
The Middle East, the Taste of Middle East festival.
I gotta go to that. The Taste of Middle East festival. You and I are going.
Definitely,
is it all
100%. It's a date.
Is it all this stuff?
Well, this is authentic Durban.
Yeah, no,
it's
sure.
mostly Middle Eastern, like.
I mean, there's a whole lot of spices. I know I make a lot of curry as well. Where I think for people that are coming to Canada, they want to know where to get their spices. Like, are they going to find everything? Their jeera and all of that stuff. Are they going to find it? Where do you get your stuff?
So most of my main curry powders, I get it from South Africa, either from the South African store or my mom sends it down to me. But for when I'm running short and I need some spices like jeera or cumin and coriander, I go to this supermarket on Queen Street because I live in downtown. I'm very fortunate. We living in Canada, we're very fortunate because everything is very accessible. True. Especially here in Liberty Village. Oh. So there are a couple Indian stores on Queen Street. Okay. Called Lucky Supermarket and Queen Supermarket in that vicinity. Okay. There's quite a few spice shops, so I get my fix from there.
Fantastic.
So it's great.
So you mentioned the South African stores. So I know, like, there's one Florence Meats, there's Eat Some More, there's Cedo Snacks. You meaning those kind of stores?
Yes.
Okay, so you can usually find, like, if you're looking for, I know there's Osman's, there's Taj Mahal, there's a couple of those spices. You'll find your Madras spices, your roasted masalas, your garam masala. You will find it there. Your achas, your pickles, right?
Yes.
I've seen it there, and the usual, if you really must. I don't really eat it much, but people love Mrs. Ball's chutney. You know what another place is that I've been to, and I've seen a lot of spices, but not only like Indian, I've found like Thai spices there and interesting vegetables and stuff, is St. Lawrence Market. So I don't know what their pricing is like in comparison to the stores like that you've mentioned, the supermarkets and stuff, but they've definitely got a lot of variety there as well. So you can also go and have a look there, I guess.
Oh wow, yeah. That's fantastic.
St. Lawrence is so nice. Yeah. Okay, so I think, like, I've attempted this guy, I cannot finish it, and I can actually eat quite a lot, especially if I'm doing a lot of exercise all week. I've eaten everything here. I haven't got to the sausage rolls, I haven't got to the quiche, I haven't got to the rusks and the crunchies, but it was absolutely divine and flavorful and stooped in just a lot of love, and so I'm very grateful for you. I'm so glad that we've met as friends.
Yes.
And I mean, I think one of the things is, it also is, it's amazing how it kind of takes us back home, right? Flavors, like I love coriander so much, and when I eat it, or when I eat curry when I make it, it takes me back home, and that's what makes it so special. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can always have your back home with you, wherever you are.